Hello everyone, my name is Peter Esesele, and in this video I want to show you, just talk about one of 5 reasons why you should study in Canada in 2021 or 2022, as the case may be. Depends on when you're watching this video. All right, let's get started. Number one reason why you should study and come to Canada for study is that you are able to work while studying. Isn't that interesting? As an international student, you're able to work 20 hours a week, off campus. But if you're working on campus, you can work as many hours, especially on campus. But most of the 20 hours per week is usually off campus. So please don't work above 20 hours because you don't want to put yourself in trouble. You don't want to have issues with CIC when you're trying to renew your study permit and all of those things. So stick to the 20 hours per week. There's a lot of ways to get job. You can be working on the weekends, at night, as the case may be, but just make sure that whenever you're working, it doesn't really disrupt your studies, right? Because your studies is your priority. Okay, number two reason why you should study in Canada is that you have the opportunity to get scholarships, right? You have the opportunity to get scholarship funding, even for B.Sc, right? If you have very good high school result, so you could be eligible for the entrance scholarship. And then for master's program, if you're applying for a course that is a research program, and they have you can just get fully funded, right? Like what I got, right? For my master's program, I got fully funded master's program that I didn't have to pay for anything, except my flight ticket, and my visa application fee. Your tuition, your cost of living, everything is all covered. Depends on your stipend, and right, depends on where you're also staying as well, right? But for the most part, if it's a fully funded package, it mostly covers your cost of living. But added to that, you can also work part-time in order to supplement your income, and also make some extra cash on the weekend, and use some money to do some other stuff, right? And also save some money to do some other things as well. Another thing is that when you're studying in Canada, another reason is that you have the opportunity to engage in the community. You have opportunity to do a lot of volunteering. This is very, very important because it really helps you to integrate into the Canadian community, to kind of interact with people, and that really helps you. Even when you graduate, you've kind of now you'll be very familiar with their work system, their work culture, their work ethics, and all of those things. And then when you graduate, it's kind of very easy for you, right? So I recommend really doing a lot of those volunteering, because it really, really, really helps you to go and kind of understand the system and how it works. Another benefit is that you really, you have the opportunity to do a lot of sightseeing, right? There are lots of beautiful places around, depends on different provinces that you are, right? You can do a lot of hiking in the summertime, and there are lots of, even during the winter, when it seems like everywhere is cold, right? There are lots of things you can do in the winter semester. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful, right? So, like I said, it depends on the province that you stay in. So you might be eligible to you can participate in some of those events, right? So it's not just all about being in school from morning till evening, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go out, you have opportunity to go out, interact with people, meet with people, do some sightseeing and all of those things. And the fourth beautiful thing why you should study in Canada is that when you finish your program, you might be eligible for a post-graduation work permit. I did a video to know what is the eligibility for previously on the eligibility for a post-graduation work permit, right? So if your program, if your university was a DLI institution, and then you study for 1 year, I think you'll be eligible for like a 1 year post-graduation permit. And then if your program was 2 years and above, you get a 3 years eligibility for post-graduation work permit. So these are the information as at when I'm making this video. So CIC usually change their regulation as the day goes by, so please endeavor to check what's their recent update in terms of the duration of work post-graduation work permit. So But if you studied in an institution that is not eligible for a post-graduation work permit, then when you finish your program, then you might not be eligible to apply for a post-graduation work permit. So make sure before you start your program as an international student that the university is really eligible for a post-graduation work permit, so that when you finish your program, you will be able to apply for the post-graduation work permit. And the fifth and the most exciting one is that it provides you an opportunity to apply for your permanent resident. Isn't that interesting? There are different ways, there are different options available that you can apply for permanent residence. The most common one for students is the Canadian Experience class, right? So the Canadian Experience class is basically after your study, you apply for the post-graduation work permit. Depends on the length of your program. They give you like 1 year or 3 years, as the case may be, of post-graduation work permit, and then you find work. And then for your work to be eligible for the Canadian Experience class type of express entry, you need to get a job, within, there's what they call National Occupation Classification, right? It's called NOC. You need to get a job that is between NOC 0, A and B, right? So those A position are those manager position, those big positions, right? 0. Then A are maybe some of those managers and supervisors, as the case may be. And then the B are mostly, the kinds of job that you would require your bachelor's degree to work on, right? Then some of those like cashiers, right? Cashier, you don't really need a bachelor's degree to become a cashier or some customer service rep, right? You need like secondary school, to be able to work in those ones. So those ones are in NOC C, and then some sales related position might be in C, NOC D, as the case may be, but those ones are not eligible under the Canadian Experience class, right? So if you have the intention of applying under the Canadian Experience class, make sure you get a job within those class 0, A and B, the job that you require a bachelor's degree to apply for. And then you also have the opportunity to apply for your permanent residence through the provincial nominee program, right? Because you studied in a province and you've gotten a job. Now sometimes there are some provinces you don't even need to work for a year, right, before you apply for the provincial nominee. As far as you have a full-time job, maybe you've worked for a couple of months, you might be eligible to apply for the provincial nominee. So even some province, once you graduate and you get a full-time job, then you might be eligible to apply for the provincial nominee program. So the provincial nominee program, takes a bit of while, but once you've applied for it, even though it takes about, a year, 6 months to process, that you have applied and that you're definitely going to get your permanent residence. And then after your permanent residence, if you, there are still some pathways to get your citizenship, if you stayed for maybe like another 3 years, as the case may be, you might be eligible to get your, Canadian citizenship. If that is totally up to you, right? There are some people that they just want to finish their studies and go back to their home country. It's totally up to you and depends on your long-term goal, your long-term plans, your long-term objective. It determines what you're really going to do in situations like that. So do what favors you and do some of the things that fit into your long-term plan and your long-term goals, right? But just before I forget, one other benefit, as you're studying, there are some programs that have work term associated with it, which means that during the course of your programs, you are able to go to industry to get like a 3 months, 4 months industrial experience during your program. Those kinds of experiences are extremely, such kind of experiences are extremely beautiful, right? Because when you do them, what happens is that you are really able to apply for when you graduate, those becomes an experience that you can use while applying for a job, because you've already gotten your experience while studying, right? Okay. And just know that one more thing is that the work experience you gain while studying does not count towards the Canadian experience class. It has to be the experience that you got while you have graduated. Okay, thank you so much. And those are some of the reasons why you should study in Canada, in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, as the case may be. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, just leave a comment, leave a like, and then hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do where to hit the subscribe button so that whenever new videos are posted, I will be able to, you'll see the notifications and also get alert when new videos are released. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful time. Bye.